Hey guys. All right, we're back at it this week. So I am going to give you a break from the documentation part, although I think it's a great thing for you guys to do. So I am going to make it an optional thing this week. It's going to be more for participation points. If you do it, then you'll get full credit. So it's going to be up to you guys. I know you're getting a little tired of it, but it's really been interesting. I think it's a good process to go through. So, but you get a week off from it. All right, so this week you guys are going to be doing food photography. So make sure you are checking modules, okay? There'll be instruction here. There'll be obviously you're right here, but make sure you read the article as well. Really good overview, good tips, okay? All right, so let's go through a couple examples of what to do, what not to do. This is pretty typical of kind of an Instagram-ish kind of a picture, little mini cupcake. But you can see the back part of this was blown out because of a really bright window, like exposure over here. So that kind of works to get rid of the distracting background, but there's no information back here. So just beware if it's intentional and you're kind of working with it. Great. Think about angles as well. So this is just a picture from a farmer's market of some carrots, but there's something there. These are not edited, so I would have to make a decision. Do I like that angle better? Do I like that angle better? Okay. But the thing we really got to do is make sure you guys are getting in the Snapseed and editing these, okay? All right. This has some potential, but this part's in focus, the wall is in focus. There's an interesting connection between the bumps of the lemon and the kind of stucco-y kind of look of the wall, and the yellow and the blue contrast. It's one of the things in the article for tips is to think about color contrasts. But because, oh, this is out of focus, it's really not as strong as it could be. So definitely would have to go back and reshoot this if I thought there was something worth going on. All right. This is the most unappetizing thing ever. It looks awful. So make sure you guys try and shoot in natural light. Artificial light and flash are going to make things look awful. Plus, the angle of this is not working. The background, there's too much stuff going on. You can see somebody in a chair back there. So this is not a posed photo. Your assignment this week is to be like, you're the creative director. You are going to place the food where you want it. So if your counter's dirty, then clean your counter. There shouldn't be any specks. You're going to control your lighting and your shadows and all that kind of stuff, okay? Another thing to think about is they talk about the human element in the article, but also things like this, where, there's a lot of eggs back here that are not used. But right here, we have the shells. So it's going to give something else to think about in the photo. Okay? All right. Think about where you're putting it. How can you use light, especially light from a window or like a doorway if you can go outside. You should have some great lighting. It's supposed to be overcast this week. So if you can go by a window and kind of set something up, you should be in good shape. Okay? Once again, there's potential in this photo, but I would need to edit it. A lot of you guys still don't take the time to edit carefully, so I would need to crop this because I don't particularly like this blank spot here. So I'd either have to crop it kind of here or maybe like in here. And then I really need to like get the contrast and the shadows like a little bit deepened up, and I'll give you an example of that in a second. Okay, same thing here. There's some potential if I edit it, but this really, really bright reflection right here is distracting. Plus there's some kind of like something on the floor. This is the floor of my house. There's like paint splotch or something. So that would have to get fixed if I chose to use this. Okay, windowsill once again. You can go for a softer, kind of look with the light. You can get artistic with this, please do. Okay, edge of a pie. There is nothing exciting going on with this photo whatsoever. Could I edit it and make it a little bit better? Probably, but still not great. Is this photo better? So think about how you can take lots of photos from different angles and then figure out which one is going to be the best shot. Okay, so another example of this just looks kind of random But if I went in and really brought out the greens and the purples a little bit in the editing process and the contrast lights and darks, I could make something pretty interesting out of this. So it's kind of similar to this one in that respect. Okay. These are some onions from Farmer's Market again. But if you look at this, it's interesting, but the most interesting parts are here, and then the purples and the greens. So if I go into Snapseed, do some editing. This isn't just a filter thrown on it. This is about 5 or 6 layers, starting with the basic edits of color, saturation, brightness, contrast, all that kind of stuff, cropping it, then going in and adding a vignette, adding a vintage filter, and then adding a little bit of glamour glow on this one. Okay, versus this does not have the glamour glow. So this is going to really bring out this textury kind of stuff going on here, but still bring the purples and the greens, versus this one really works, makes the color pump, and it really makes you focus right here, and it softens the effect of that one. Okay, so when we talk about some careful editing, this, it's not a great photo the way it is. Okay, this makes it a little more compelling, makes it a little bit more like where I would stop and kind of look at this, and if nothing else, I'd try and figure out what it was that I was looking at, but it would capture my attention. Okay, either of these would. So that's some basic things to look for. So now go to the assignment, and you can get to the requirements on there, and then you guys have a week and a half to get these done, and let me know if you have any questions. All right, see ya.